Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Justin Barnes, and today I will be talking to you about the slide presentation tool Prezi. In this video, I will be giving some advantages and disadvantages of the presentation tool. But before I get into that, I would like to give you a little bit of background information about Prezi. Now, Prezi was released on the internet in 2009. It was created and founded by Peter Arvai, Peter Halassi, and Adam Somli Fisher. As of today, over 60 million users use Prezi. And as of today as well, over 160 million Prezi presentations have been created. Now, let's get into some positives. Prezi is not your typical presentation tool, your slide presentation tool, I would say. It's more unique. It draws the audience's attention well, rather than the boring, typical PowerPoint that we usually use, just a slide. It's absolutely free, and it's web-based. That's another positive. So college students, for example, who do not have the office tools on their laptop, really don't have to stress and worry themselves about not having a slide presentation tool, because all they have to do is get on the internet, go to Prezi, and they can create their slide presentation right there. And that's a big advantage. Another positive is the up-to-date presentation tool of today. That means more college students are using it. More businesses are using Prezi to present their ideas to other businesses as well. Not only that, but another positive is the presentation, the uniqueness, the creativity. It keeps the audience more into the presentation rather than sitting in class. Have you ever been in a class where somebody is presenting and you just see the slide going over and over and over again, and it eventually gets boring and you fall asleep? Well, that's something that Prezi doesn't do, because it has so many motions and things. It keeps you entertained, it keeps you awake, as I would say. Now, on to some negatives. We don't have to. Well, we have to, actually. Although it's a web-based slide presentation tool, it can also be a negative thing as well. And it could be a good thing, but it also can be a bad thing. For example, if you have an unreliable internet source, and let's say you have a presentation due in class, and for some reason the Wi-Fi is down that day, you're pretty much in a bad situation there, because you can't get to it because it's internet based, it's web based, which means you're out of luck just for that day. That's a pretty negative thing. Another disadvantage is most of us already have knowledge of PowerPoint, which means we already know how to work it. With Prezi, you have to learn, and you have to know how to set everything up, which could take some time, actually. And I wouldn't say it's wasting time, but it's taking the time away from what you could be doing if you were using PowerPoint. Another disadvantage is some photos can't be uploaded. As to PowerPoint, everything can really be copy and pasted, whether it's videos or pictures from the internet. On Prezi, everything can't be uploaded. It has to be JPEG. Another thing on Prezi, another disadvantage of Prezi is there's no spell check, which means if you spell something wrong in the presentation and you go ahead and submit it, everybody's going to see it, and you can't go back and change it. Unlike PowerPoint, we have spell check, which means you don't have to go through the whole presentation again and just check it. You just go to the spell check box, see what you spelled wrong, and correct it right then and there. And lastly, my last disadvantage is sometimes the effects can be overdone, I would say, which means, let's see, it can cause motion sickness or nausea, because the audience can get so caught up in going there and going from here and going from here and going from here. It can confuse us at times as well. And I have one more disadvantage, and that's lack of color and lack of font and color options. Now, compared to PowerPoint and all the other Office tools, you have multiple color and font options. It's limitless, really. And with that being said, my name is Justin Barnes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And these were my presentations on the positives and disadvantages of the PowerPoint and slide presentation tool Prezi. Thank you.